Hello everyone. In this lecture we'll learn about if, else and else if conditions or statements. Now these are the statements in Python that are used for decision making. Let's start with if statement. Through this control flow diagram we can observe that when an if statement starts, it first checks the test expression, or we can say condition, whether it is right or wrong, whether it is true or false. If it is true, then it goes inside the body of if, and if it is false, then it just overlooks that body and continues with the code further. So here we'll observe and learn this through an example. Suppose I gave a variable name as Gauranga. Now I'm starting an if condition in which if name equal Gauranga, then print hey Gauranga. So if I execute this code, I'll find that I had an if condition, that is name equal Gauranga, and it got satisfied because my name variable was Gauranga. And as soon it got satisfied, it got into the indented statement, so it will execute. So here I have written if true, it will execute the indented statement. Here, as soon as it found that the name equal Gauranga condition is true, it got inside the indented statement, which showed that this is the statement that comes under the if condition. So it will execute the statement, that is print Gauranga, and after that it will come out of those indented statement that shows that this statement is not inside the if condition. So in any case, if the condition satisfies or not, this print statement will always execute because this is not inside the if condition. Let's start with else statement. Through this control flow diagram we can observe that if the test expression is true, we know that it will get into the body of if and will come out. But in the case if it is false, then it will go inside the body of else, in which we give some statements that need to be executed if our condition is false. Let's learn this with an example. Suppose I am giving a variable raining a boolean value, that is true, which signifies that it is raining. Now if I am giving an if condition in which if raining equal true, then print take an umbrella, else print go ahead. So in this case we find that the statement, the condition that I am providing, that is raining equal true, is the true value, because my raining has a boolean value that is true. So this is getting satisfied. Now as soon as it gets satisfied, it get into the indented statement that comes inside that if condition, and that is print take an umbrella. So if we'll run this code, we find that the program is printing an output take an umbrella, which says that if it is raining, and that is the case, so take an umbrella. Suppose I have given a boolean value false here. So if it is not raining, my program is saying go ahead. So it is overlooking whatever is inside those indented statement of if condition, and it is just getting inside the body of else and will print whatever is there, or execute the statements that is inside the else condition. Now in another case we have else if statements, or we can say elif when we write the code. This statement shows that if a particular if condition is dissatisfied, obviously if it is satisfied, then it will go inside the body of if. But what if the case it is not getting satisfied and it is getting false? So it will overlook that if condition or the statements that is coming inside those if condition and will go into the next else if condition and will observe whether those test expression inside that else if condition is true or false. If it is true, then well and good, it will go inside the body of else if. But again, if it is false, then it will observe if there is any other else if statement, and if there are none, then it will go into the body of else. So body of else is the place where if all the if conditions are getting dissatisfied, then the program that is, or the code or the statements that are inside those else statement will surely be executed. So let's observe this and learn this through an example here. Suppose name is equal to Nitai and age is equal to 100. So if name equal Gaura, then print you are not Nitai. Else if age is greater than 120, print that's too old. Else if age equal 100, print that's incredible. So here we can observe that I have written 3 else if conditions, but what if none of them is correct? So I am writing else condition in which I am giving print leave it, that none of the condition is correct, so just leave it. Now outside all those conditions I am again printing end, the end of all this. So if you'll observe this code here, I have given 2 else if condition, 1 if condition, and at last 1 else condition. So here my code is first checking the first if condition that is coming, that is name equal Gaura, and it finds that it is not true because my name was Nitai, so it will not go inside the statement of this if condition. Then it will observe the another else if condition and it will see that age is greater than 120. So here instead of greater than 120 I should take it less than 120 because I want to explain something here. Okay, so if I'll run this code, I find that the answer is that's too old. So it overlooked this statement because it was false, and then it got into this else if condition and found that age less than equal to 120 and my age was 100, so it got satisfied and it got into the statement that is inside this else if condition and printed this, that's too old. Now as soon as it satisfied any of this if conditions, then it will just overlook all other condition that comes after it. So here as we can observe that age equal 100 is also getting satisfied, and so it should also print that's incredible after that's too old, but it's not printing because this statement already got satisfied, and as soon as it got satisfied it will come out of all those conditions and will just print end because this print is unindented and is outside any of the if condition. I hope it is clear to all of you. Now another important concept here is nested if statements. In nested if statements, many of the if statements are inside another if statement. So, or we can say that there is a condition inside a condition. We'll observe this through this example in which we have to find whether a number is positive, 0 or negative. So I am giving a variable num that is 10 and I am giving a condition num greater than equal to 0. In this condition I am giving another condition which checks if num equal 0, and after that if it is satisfied then I'll just print 0. Now I'm giving an else condition here, that if my num, although if it is greater than equal to 0, but if it is not equal to 0, then it should print positive. Now in my the parent if condition, I am giving an else condition which states print negative. So this is very easy to understand. Here we can see that we had a if condition, we had an if condition in which num was greater than equal to 0. So if it got satisfied, then it will go inside all the statement that is in that condition. So in this case, num is equal to 10. So it is obviously greater than and equal to 0, greater than 0. So it satisfies this statement, that is greater than equal to 0. Now if in that if condition, it goes into another if condition in which it checks whether that num is equal to 0 or exactly equal to 0. If it is, then just print 0 and come out of the conditions. But if it is not, then print positive, because obviously if it is not equal to 0, then it must be positive because it already satisfied this statement. Then if it hasn't satisfied, if it is not even equal to nor greater than 0, then obviously this number should be a negative number. So if I'll run this, I'll find that the answer is positive, because num is 10, it is greater than equal to 0, so it will get inside this statement or condition, and it will check num is equal 0, that is false, so it will print the else statement of that, that is positive. Suppose if that number is minus 10, so here in this case it does not satisfy this statement, so it will not go inside the condition, and uh, it will just print whatever there is in the body of else, that is this statement, print negative. I hope it is clear.